All right, hello everybody. We're back here, and today we have with us the one and only, our very own tech manager, tech specialist, just overall sound guy, Matthew, with us today. And today, we don't necessarily have too much to cover. We're just gonna sit here and talk with each other, and have you guys listen to our conversation just about very relaxed things, just very ordinary things. So, with that, Matthew, how's your quarantine been?
Oh, me. My quarantine's been pretty chill. Been at home. Yeah, been at home. I mean, I can't really go anywhere within this lockdown. Just been grinding out that Valorant, watching some anime, cooking
Ooh,
for the family. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
dude, actually, Valorant is definitely something that's kind of been blowing up recently. And I mean, how can it not when it's a free game? And who doesn't like free games? And I mean,
I mean, I like free games.
dude, honestly, I didn't think it would be this big, especially because I feel like it got big very fast. Because personally, I thought it would be kind of like Fortnite, where Fortnite started off actually pretty small,
Uh huh.
and it wasn't until people were posting videos online of them just going completely bananas after like getting a victory royale,
Yeah.
that people were like, "Oh, dang, let me actually get in on that action. Let me win a game, like record my reaction to it, and then get some clout online, or just people to watch my wins."
Yeah,
But
no, like for real, like because of Fortnite, a lot of streamers came up. People like Ninja, big name. Yeah, he popped
yeah,
off. Myth, TSM Myth.
oh yeah,
But me, on the other hand, I knew Valorant was gonna pop off easy, no problem. Because in the past there was games like Overwatch, CS:GO,
yeah,
uh, Halo, COD. Those are like the pretty much like the big four in terms of FPSs. And then
hmm
when you bring on a company like Riot Games, who's been established since like 2010, 2009 with League of Legends,
yeah.
great game, love it, super fun. Everyone's popping off.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, definitely. Um, like I've been playing the game, and a lot of my friends and I were actually during the initial step of the beta release, we were actually like watching Twitch channels that had drops enabled, so we can get drop beta codes for each other. And so we'd have like one designated person who just had a stream running on their like second monitor, like for a full day or two, and then once they get a drop for the code, they're like, all right, here, I got a code, guys. And then we eventually were able to get our whole group of friends in on the game, and we were playing it throughout beta, and we're just like, okay, this is pretty good, we like it, and I mean, now that it got released to the public, it's like, oh man, it's evolving really fast, because a lot of the things we were trying to do in the beta were just like, what the heck, like they don't really work anymore, or people have just
Yeah.
found ways to do it better, and we're just like, okay, all right, interesting.
Yeah, one thing that Riot did with the whole beta keys and everything, that I think that was real smart. Like the only way to get access into the closed beta was to watch these streams. And by watching the streams, you're like,
Hmm.
I want to play. Give me
Yeah.
them codes. I want to play.
Yeah,
Right?
you're actually pretty on the spot on that one, because just watching other people play, seeing how it was relatively easy to play, like, I won't lie to you, there's a lot to, like, the recoil patterns, and
Mhm.
when to run, the sound. I still sometimes can't believe some people play without sounds.
Yeah, I
And
don't know how to do it.
yeah, just being able to recognize sounds, like an enemy reloading on like the other side of a wall, you can
Uh huh.
tell from the reload what kind of gun they have even.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, all that kind of stuff is like, you'd hear it, and so by the time you got your beta code, you were like, I'm ready to play. Like
Exactly.
I know most of like what I need to know, and the rest I can only get it from actually playing the game.
Yo, speaking about sound, you know what's so fun to do in the game? Just
But
running up behind people and knifing them because they don't have sounds enabled.
oh man, dude, that okay, yeah.
Always the best feeling.
Every
It's so BM, but you gotta do it.
oh man, every time I try to do that, the person has sound. So I haven't been able to get that satisfaction yet.
One day, one day.
Yeah, and I mean, since we're on the topic of Valorant, I definitely we actually had a Valorant game, like Fun Friday game night last Friday, and seeing how that turned out, I actually think that we'll most likely be having some kind of Valorant tournament with Youth Ministry this summer.
Ooh,
Just
that sounds like
because,
fun.
I mean, again, everybody has access to the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, who doesn't want to play a game in a competitive setting, with their friends? I mean,
Yeah. It's all fun and games until
yeah.
someone gets shot. Oh wait, everyone's getting shot at.
Oh man. I mean, yeah, when you put it that way, yeah. I mean, definitely, it's something that our our viewers and listeners can probably be on the lookout. As of right now, don't exactly have a specific time frame, but probably within the next month or so. But
You guys
outside
can
of that,
follow on Instagram to find out whenever the tournament is posted.
yes, actually, that is very true. Our Instagram is always being updated by our uh, very just, I don't even know, like, I almost can't find a word for it, but they're just like on it, on top of it all the time. Our very own public relations team, they work very hard to be creative and with their captions. I mean, I personally struggle to write captions just for like my once every 6 month Instagram post. And I'm just like thinking about, dude, what do I put for a caption for like two pictures that I am posting after like not posting for almost 8 months?
Yo, you're
And
struggling for once every 6 months. I struggle for once every year, man.
oh
Like even
man,
then, when I post a picture, I don't even caption it. I'm like
yeah.
speechless.
Oh, yeah. You just put hashtags at that point.
Exactly.
Oh man, yeah. But they definitely take they take that creativity and they just let it loose on our Instagram. And it's definitely something that you guys should check out, which our Instagram is at sbym.jp. So again, if you have the time, give us a follow and check it out. And the um, the announcement for when the Valorant tournament actually becomes a reality will definitely be seen there first. But
Awesome.
um, outside of Valorant, you also what else have you been doing?
I mean, so if you guys didn't know, I work at Disneyland, and supposedly I was supposed to go back to work on the 17th of July,
Uh,
but with the quote unquote second wave of coronavirus, no one knows when Disneyland's gonna open up again. So sadly, I'm still in the dark. I'm still waiting for it to reopen, waiting to be able to go back out, eat, just enjoy some time with my friends.
oh man, that is actually something I miss very much.
Me too.
Uh, especially I know that you're familiar with it because sometimes I'd go with you and Kathy, but our like those Sunday evening after mass, like, hey, y'all want to go get something to eat? Because
Yep.
you're not supposed to eat an hour before mass,
Nope.
so you've got 2 hours where you definitely haven't eaten at least,
Mm-hmm.
and then depending on just how busy you've been all day, if you've been like helping out uh with like any of the many programs that happen on Sundays at church, you most likely haven't eaten within the last like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh
So when you
yeah.
come out of mass, oh, that dinner, that post mass dinner, just hits differently
Oh
than
yeah.
like anything else. Oh, I could almost compare it to the post retreat dinner,
Mm,
which
yeah.
are Oh, I don't know
It just hits
what.
you differently.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about dinners that you have after having prolonged periods of like being like in stress and just being in a very like in a very demanding working environment, you know?
It's like food that goes straight to the soul. That's what I call soul
Dude,
food.
yes. That's actually food that heals the soul.
Hmm.
Oh man.
And then all the bodily recoveries, that comes back within a
Dude,
week.
yeah, I mean, I think that actually the food helps you go into that bodily recovery because it puts you into that food coma,
Oh yeah.
and that food coma just knocks you out
Yep.
and you feel as good as new the next day.
Yo, like, so no joke. Whenever we come back from camps with Tunyi, right?
Hmm.
After one of those post camp like Korean barbecues,
Yeah.
I will be out for a good 12 to 16 hours.
Dude.
Just because, like,
Yeah.
thinking about like
Yeah.
this at camp, right? As the leaders, we're one of the last people to go to sleep, but also
Hmm.
one of the first people to wake up. So
Yep.
realistically, each night we're only getting four, if we're lucky, 4 to 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so my family, they've gotten to know that anytime like post retreat, post camp, post anything, like just leave him alone. He's not waiting for dinner. Just leave him. It's okay.
Yeah. My like I again I've been at this for way less time than you have. So my family actually started picking up on that. And so the last time I came back from a retreat, I was getting home and my mom was like in the middle of cooking, right? And I already ate. So I'm like not even hungry and I'm just kind of like, hello everybody. And they're just like, oh, hey, like, how are you? You know, how was retreat? And I'm just like, it was good. And they're like, okay, you sound like you need some sleep. Like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. So they already know. They already know that when you come back from a retreat or a camp, it's definitely just like a solid 10, 12 hours of sleep.
Yeah, for reals. Like when we go to these events, we legit give it like 150%, and we're
Hmm.
exhausted.
Yeah, and especially if you for camps, I know that it's not the same as retreats because in camps, you actually do security
Hmm.
because uh one of the younger kids wakes up and they need to go to the restroom. You go with them to you take them to the restroom,
Yeah,
right?
unfortunately, someone's got to take them.
Yeah. And so that's definitely something that is very different from retreats because I mean in retreats they're high schoolers. So, and plus restrooms are inside the cabins
Hmm.
where we typically stay at. So, it's not really much of a problem. And whereas that I experienced it and I was, oh man, that night where I did security, I almost felt bad for my partner at the security because I was
Uh huh.
like, okay, I'm just gonna like close my eyes real quick, let me know if one of the kids needs help. And she told me I could hear you snoring for 10 minutes and then you'd wake up again, and I was like, oh, it didn't feel like 10 minutes, felt like a minute, but not even a minute, it felt like 30 seconds, but thank you for for having my back there.
Back when I was fresh on the whole leadership scene, right? So pretty
Uh,
much I just turned 18. I'm able to do the whole being a leader and doing the whole security. Did that for one shift. I fell asleep on my partner. Like we were just sitting there. I was gone. I didn't wake up, and then I woke up when it was like what do I call it? Basically, when our shift was over, I'm like, ah, crap. I'm sorry. And then
yeah,
from that moment on, I'm like, I'm never doing security again.
yeah. I don't remember if even signed up for the security shift, but I think I did. And I know that I wanted to bring an energy drink, but I forgot to buy it beforehand because somebody gave me a
Oof.
ride to camp.
Uh huh.
And once we were there, I was like, oh shoot, I forgot my drink, and now I have security tonight. I was like, ah, well, guess I gotta save some energy now.
Oof.
So it's very definitely, it's very difficult to
Mm-hmm.
the next day, especially the next day. I remember I woke up pretty late, I think too, and when I woke up, everybody was like doing some kind of activity. I was like, where did everyone go? Like, what am I supposed to do now?
Oh,
But
speaking of being sleep deprived, I have
Yeah.
so many stories of this.
Oh.
But so it was during camp. I was Jung Juk, or the person that blows the whistle and like calls all the kids and everything.
Oh, like timekeeper, right?
Yeah, pretty much a timekeeper,
Uh-huh.
and moving from one activity to the next.
Mhm.
So timekeeper and MC together, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
But so usually I like to push my schedule 5 to 10 minutes ahead.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
there was an activity that I was taking a little bit longer than usual, so I just sat down in my nice, comfortable like lawn chair and stuff, and then I knocked out within like 2 minutes.
Oh
Knocked out. And then so
no.
all the other HCs, all the other leaders, they were like, Matthew, what are you doing? I'm like, huh? Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Oh man,
Uh,
that's the worst, dude.
yeah.
Like, oh man.
Like I said,
That
we're lucky if we're able to get 4 to 5 hours of sleep.
yeah, yeah. That's why I typically almost never try to schedule anything for the evenings when I come back from retreats or camps, because I
Yeah.
know those evenings are definitely like, even if sometimes sister asks me like, oh hey, can you do this on this day, and I like, back when I actually had stuff on my Google Calendar, I'd check my Google Calendar and I'd tell her, ooh no, sorry sister, I'm coming back from a camp, or I'm coming back from like some kind of conference, or my youth ministry trainings even.
Uh huh.
Because dude, those were only on Saturday and Sunday, but they'd be from like 8 in the morning till like around 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And
Ooh,
it's literally just sitting in a room and like listening and doing like small, it's like a mini conference, just like in a classroom size,
that sounds
but
rough.
it sometimes I feel little kids, when I like, especially I work with Nyan 2, so
Mm-hmm.
like elementary school kids, right?
Fourth to sixth grade.
Fourth to sixth graders. Yeah. So I definitely, it's those moments where I'm in trainings or like meetings where I definitely feel those kids. Whenever we do lessons that are more than 40 minutes, that's like the equivalent of me sitting somewhere for like more than 5 hours listening to
Oh,
just
that's
people
rough.
talk, and going over a bunch of like going over a whole binder worth of like resources and whatnot that have to do with like youth ministry. And I love the job and everything. It's just my brain burns out too.
That's the main one of the main reasons why I went into all the tech stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Oh.
growing up, my mom was in the Vietnamese faith formation, so I was helping out with
Mhm.
like first community retreat, eighth grade retreats,
Oh. Uh-huh.
pretty much doing that until I was able to help out with confirmation retreats, right?
Yeah.
And then realistically, I'm like, hey, yeah, being leader is cool and all, but like you have to be so attentive to the speaker and then the kids in front of you.
Yeah.
And then so I found myself always being drawn to the person at the tech table.
Mhm.
And then slowly from there, I'm like, ooh, microphones, ooh, mixers. And then, yeah, pretty much from then, I'm like, I've been hooked on technology so I can focus, but not focus, if you know what I'm saying. Those games of TFT during confirmation retreats,
Oh man, dude,
exposing
Matthew,
myself.
yeah, you're legit exposing yourself here, man.
It's okay. Sister's not watching this, right?
I mean, I would never know.
I hope not.
But yeah, I mean, I've definitely spotted your moments of like sister comes by like, Matthew, are you all good with the setup? Or like, and you've got your screen right here, and you're just like, got it, sister, all good. And I kind of walk by, and I see his TFT, just on your screen. I'm like, all right, cool. Obviously, he's got it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I always have a side person with me to cover me in case I'm too deep in
Yeah,
game.
I mean, to cover you, and so that they can also learn the trade.
Oh, yeah.
Always, number one rule about information: you gotta share it.
Yo, if you're interested in joining the tech team, hit Carlos
Oh,
up. And then he'll let me know if you want to learn tricks of the trade. Trade? Yeah, sure. Close enough.
yeah, tricks of the trade. Sure. Yeah, we actually are sort of interested in, taking some people in who want to learn how to do some of the behind the scenes audio visual I guess audio visual setup, right?
Yeah, sure.
No?
Umbrella term. But yeah,
Sure, yes. So yeah, I mean, if you're interested and I mean you're already familiar with us, then I mean by all means you can go ahead and give us send me a message. You can send it to our Instagram page actually, or you can send a message to our Instagram profile. Uh, Outside of that, I think that the only other thing that I'm kind of excited for, well, I mean, there's not much exciting going on during quarantine, but since we're
sadly.
talking about things that are exciting to us, such as some video games and some food, some that delicious food,
Oh yeah.
Korean Korean barbecue. Trust me, I will be back.
Oh, I'm waiting for those dim sum cards. I'm waiting for those old ladies with their cards to come by and like, you want some shumai? I'm like, oh yeah, hit me up, give me some 10. And then
I
they walk around with the vegetables. I'm like, no, 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 no. Shumai only.
please no. Yeah, I haven't. I've only been to dim sum like once or twice, but I have seen those old ladies that walk around with the carts,
Oh yeah.
and they definitely every oh you can you can just like you can smell the dim sum when they walk past with the cart, and you're just like,
Oh yeah.
I want whatever she's got in there, you know.
Yep. And no matter how full you are, you always order that one extra portion. And like,
That's the
you just feel like you got to roll yourself out of the restaurant.
that's yeah, that's the portion that goes directly to the soul.
Yep.
That's the what do you call it? That's the one that gets the crit. That one lands the critical.
Not saying I can understand that reference, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay. Don't worry,
hits
don't
you in the
worry.
spot.
Hits you in the spot. Yeah. Then the the other thing I was gonna like say was just that as you can see our right now it's just me and Matthew talking, and this is something that new that we wanted to try, and I hope you guys can enjoy it, and you know kind of give us some feedback on what you guys like to see us talk about too. Okay.
Hey Carlos, I heard there was some updates happening with the podcast. Do you want to fill them in?
Oh yeah, of course. Definitely, we got together with the podcast team, and so we decided to kind of like try out some new things and implement a few changes. One of those being that our podcasts will begin to be slightly shorter in time, and I mean the content will still be there, and it's just our time per podcast is just being shortened to about 30 minutes, 40 maybe at most. And we're actually going to try to be releasing podcasts more frequently, so we'll be releasing them on a weekly basis instead of our previous bi-weekly basis. So now you'll get to see some of us here more often than you're accustomed to, more often actually being double the double the amount of what you used to see
Exactly.
from us.
Weekly to
Yeah, yeah,
bi-weekly to weekly, double the
yep,
content. And then
yeah.
on top
Just
of that, we'll be having a lot more of these. We don't know what to name it yet.
yeah, we were actually kind of struggling on the name here for this just this kind of segment topic or talk that we're having here, and we were actually wondering if we can hear from you guys. Do you guys have any ideas as to what, or we'd like to hear your ideas as to what we should name this? We'll be taking your guys' suggestions from the comments below, or you guys can also DM us at DM our Instagram page at sbym.jp with your suggestion, and I mean, we'll we'll look at all of them and we'll decide from there. We might just go with something you guys came up with, or we might actually turn on that. We might just put on our thinking caps and get them, dust them off. We haven't used them in a while,
Yeah,
and come up
it's
with
been a long
something.
while.
Yeah, definitely come up with something on our own. And if we do end up picking a a name or a title for this segment, which one of you guys comes up with, we will definitely shout you guys out on our next podcast video. So please, again, I'd say there are no bad titles, but just keep it appropriate, and we'll go from there. Definitely, we'll let you guys know who we end up picking. We'll let you know beforehand, before the video is released, and please uh, go. I was gonna say go ham with it, but just give us your give us your best suggestions. And with that, it brings and with that it brings us and with that it brings this segment to a close. And we've Matthew and I definitely had some fun actually trying this out. It's the first time we're doing something like this, so it's fun to just get to talk about some of the things that we've been doing, some of the things that we've been watching, some of the things that we've been eating too. Some of the things that we want to do once things within our environment and surroundings start to settle down, and we get back into a rhythm of things, because right now the rhythm we've got is constantly changing, and so nobody really can tell what's going to happen next. But one thing that will happen next is that next week you can expect our next video to be up on our YouTube channel and our Spotify channel. So go ahead and check out our Instagram page, because again, we will update you guys there once those are up. So with that, I will be saying goodbye. And Matthew, anything else you might want to add?
Nope.
All right,
Peace out.
peace out, everybody.